Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And yes, on this channel we have basically covered coronavirus extensively and what to do and what not to do. And we've had Philippe, our medical expert, talking about how to protect yourself from coronavirus, and we've been talking about prepping and all those good things. And the reason why has just been confirmed in South Africa, with an official case of coronavirus being identified in Kwazulu Natal. And as I've said so many times, I am pretty sure that it's in several other places in South Africa too, just not been identified yet. Coronavirus in other countries like America and like the UK and like Italy, it's just spreading like wildfire. The state of California, for example, has declared a state of emergency. They have one death from the coronavirus, and what has really rattled people in, well, anyone in the cruise industry, is that the person who died in California had just disembarked from a cruise boat. And now, on that cruise boat, which is out there in the sea right now with a load of passengers, some of the crew are now showing the symptoms of coronavirus. So they're rushing out the test kits to that cruise ship so they can test people. And clearly, just like with the Diamond Princess, you've got another cruise liner that's going to be on quarantine. Quite extraordinary. In South Africa, there are comments which I find very interesting, and that is, I'll just read to you what they say. South Africa's summer might help to slow down the spread of the virus, the coronavirus, because of COVID-19's inability to survive in high temperatures, says Shaheen Matar, who leads the National Health Department's Coronavirus Infection Prevention and Control Program. Matar also sits on the World Health Organization Coronavirus Expert Group. Currently, scientists think that when the virus leaves the body, for instance, when people cough, propelling droplets of virus-carrying saliva onto their hands or surfaces, COVID-19 dies in temperatures of about 24 or 25 degrees Celsius. Now, I can only tell you that here in Australia, with the best medical health care you can wish for, we already have something like 35 cases of coronavirus. And the really disturbing side of this is what they call an unknown source. So most of the coronavirus, people with coronavirus have actually come back from a country like China or a country like Italy or something like that. So they say, okay, the source is someone who was back in the country they came from. But when you have someone who's just, walking around the normal sort of town or city or whatever, and they catch the coronavirus when they haven't been to another country, then you have what is called a cluster. Because what's happened is it's person-to-person infection within the country, which is very different to when you come from a country where the coronavirus is rampant. Because it means that there are people in the community who are spreading the coronavirus. And that's how it spreads in countries like it is in the UK right now, like it is in Italy, like it is in Iran. It's person to person within the country. So there are two very different types of ways that the infection spreads. Now, getting back to the South African case, now what I'm going to be doing after this video is I'm going to be putting up a special coronavirus video which will explain to you the difference between flu, having a cold, and the coronavirus. So you will know, or you'll have a very good idea if in the future you just have the flu or a cold, or it could be the coronavirus. Okay, let's get to the information related to this first infection, or recognized infection in South Africa. Let me show you the actual report first, the official report. Okay, let's add a bit of meat to the bone. Health Minister Zweli Mkhize said that the family of the country's COVID-19 or coronavirus patient would be quarantined and tested for the virus. The Health Department on Thursday confirmed that a 38-year-old man, that's today, earlier today, from Kwazulu Natal had tested positive after returning from Italy. Now, there you have the source from another country. Okay, Italy is where the coronavirus is going rampant. When you have people being infected from within your own country, that's when you have a cluster, that's when it becomes really bad. So that at this stage, it's from an outside source. The man was currently in the care of the National Institute for Communicable Diseases in Kwazulu Natal. Mkhize said that they had everything under control. He's already on site. They're tracing all the possible contacts and therefore making sure that all those who might be immediately in contact with the patient are tested once they are in quarantine. But obviously all we need to go through a wider search of contacts. Now, if he had the coronavirus while he was on the plane flying back to South Africa, you can see the ramifications of that with the air flowing around the plane. Now, there is also a report of a second case of a coronavirus in South Africa, and apparently that was discussed in Parliament today. Now, that's just an unsubstantiated report I have. But clearly, the coronavirus is on its way into South Africa. And when I talked earlier about the report about it being summer in South Africa, and because of that, it was unlikely the coronavirus would spread, I disagree. Just look at Australia's had a very, very hot summer, and yet the coronavirus is actually spreading. Slowly, but it is spreading here in Australia. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. Please prep, and please stay safe. Bye for now.